Gold.
Good evening, everybody. I'm not going to be singing tonight as much as you might want me to. I'm sorry. Next time. At the 80th. I promise. But we could be up here all night. We've got hundreds of stories, loads of jokes, anecdotes, but we're going to try and keep it relatively simple and just give you a few memories of our childhood and a few things that we love about Alan. So on that note, Cass is going to get us going.
Well, one of the first, most vivid memories we had of being young at Elgin was this tiny tap in the bathroom on the first floor in the guest loo, which was perfect for water balloons. So we used to go down with our pocket money every Saturday to Barnett's and furiously fill up thousands of balloons in the tap. It always went the same way. Every game with Alan was the same. It would end the same. He'd be bone dry and grinning like a Cheshire cat, and we would be saturated, crying, and furious with frustration, but we absolutely loved it.
One of my first memories as a 4 or 5-year-old had to be playing hide and seek with Gas, Sam, Mum and Dad. And I always used to think that if I just, when they started counting, if I just put my hands over my eyes and shut my eyes, that nobody could see me. So I would just stand there as they count down from 30, and then I'd assume they couldn't see me. But I was obviously wrong, because they could.
You sucked at hide and seek.
I sucked at hide and seek.
And one of my most fond memories of Alan is his ability to solve a problem. And as we all know, the journey to manhood is somewhat peripatetic for us all, and as most of you know, mine has been absolutely no different to that. But when I would get into whatever scrapes and messes that I found myself in, I would always go to Alan, and when I heard the words, "Let's make a plan," I would know that everything was going to be okay. And I thank you for that.
Going into the teenage years, no matter how horribly tattooed, sorry Sam, illiterate and highly inappropriate the boy who broke my heart, Alan was always there without fail, offering a hug, a cup of tea and a digestive biscuit.
A few people here tonight who I've known over 20 years, they know who they are, will attest to how welcoming Alan was when we were young. All the sleepovers, all the nights we spent up doing silly things, staying up far too late. He was always very welcoming, always had lots of friends around, and he was amazing to all my friends, and I'm sure they thank him as much as I will.
One of my most vivid memories was being at Swimming Gala and doing the front crawl way in the back. And every time my left ear would come up out of the water, I would hear, obviously, the roar of the entire crowd, but I'd be able to hear Alan cheering me on over the top of them, saying, "Come on, Sammy." And I couldn't believe it. It was every single stroke. I could pick it out of the crowd. And again, I thank you for that.
One of the other ones that we felt kind of stood out was being invited to dinner parties at Elgin when we were young, which was quite a big deal. I remember being at 11 and being invited to join in to a grown-up dinner party, and Alan sat opposite me. I think we were having chicken, probably.
Surprise, surprise.
Chicken tonight, or one of it. No, but anyway, he sat there and tried to convince me earnestly that he's not a fussy eater, he just knows how he likes it.
Far younger than I should have been, really. I was taught how to pour a glass of wine or a glass of champagne at a party. I think I must have been maybe 10 or 11. There's a photo to attest to that. And I was put in charge of holding a tray of champagne as people walked in the door at Elgin. And of course, being 11, I didn't have very much strength in my arms. So as soon as someone took one off, the whole tray went right on the floor. And to top it all off, someone walked in and happened to drop their coat right in this pile of champagne. But that never put Alan off in terms of encouraging me that planning a party was a noble cause, a great thing to do, and here we are tonight enjoying a great party. So.
setup.
Sorry.
Well, no speech between memories for Alan and I would be complete without mentioning our fateful crossing of the channel before the wonderful Johnny and Sarah came on board. Alan and I took his last boat to France, and long story short, it should have taken 5 hours, and we got 17 hours later we pulled into port. And it was about the most ill-conceived thing I've ever done, but halfway through the night, I'm lying in bed thinking this isn't good at all, and so I climbed up the stairs on my knees and crawled across the cabin to this kind of sight of raging sea out of the back window to find no one driving the boat. And so I crawled back downstairs to Alan's double bed room where he was fast asleep with an eye mask on. And I knocked on the door and he turned the light on and he looked at me and he said, "What's that?" And I said, "There's no one driving the boat." And he said, "All right, well, go and see if you can find it and let me know what works out." Turned the light off and went back to sleep. Definitely not right idea. Having a delegator. So anyway, on to 9 things that we love about Alan today.
Which would have to be to start with his notorious speech-making abilities that without fail always include the following.
World War One.
World War II.
Independence Day.
World hunger, poverty, and the unilateral right to education.
Genocide. Equal rights. And the D-Day landings.
Churchill, General Montgomery, and of course Raoul Wallenberg. Rousing indeed that these were also recurrent themes during many a teenage lecture on our lives and where they were headed.
One of the things I love about Alan is the example he sets us all, that there really are only 24 hours in every day, and that they are there to be filled and not wasted.
His uncanny ability.
Only one clap.
His uncanny ability to delegate everything in terms of an organisation or party. And still yet micromanage every single detail. I don't know who else manages that, but he seems to pretty well.
And one of the things I love about Alan is watching him as a grandparent to Ivy and Lola, and in particular, watching him read to Lola. It takes me back to being little and sitting on Alan's lap as he read me a story, always following the words with his finger so I could practice reading, while he gesticulated wildly and tried to create new voices for the characters. He does exactly the same thing with Lola today, and I love it.
On that theme, however, Alan is a wonderful storyteller, and as many of you know, he won a prize at school as an orator. He's a great reader, he's a great speaker. He is, however, misplaced in his belief in his ability to tell a joke. However, some of you may have heard there is a joke in circulation involving Jesus and a parrot and some coal. It takes about 2 hours. It is not funny. But watching him tell it is absolutely hilarious. And I'm absolutely sure if you ask him, clear your schedule, and he'll oblige.
Whilst it used to embarrass me greatly as a teenager and as a young adult, seeing him outdance, outlast, outparty most of my friends, most of the people in any bar he attends, people a third of his age can't keep up with him. He's got an incredible energy, and I don't know anybody else at 70. You'll see it later. You've seen it before. He'll be ready to show you his moves. He's incredible for that. You better get out here on your own to show us your moves. He's been doing lessons.
And then finally, one of the things I love also is how Alan rarely makes a distinction between family and friends. If you're part of his life, you're family. And I'm particularly grateful to how you've extended that philosophy with such effortless warmth towards Jamie since we got married. You've made he and Mia as well now as much a part of our family as everyone else, and we are immensely grateful to you for it.
Once again, I had to use the word finally, but we're not done.
Sorry.
Finally, From me and then Alex, my last thing I love about you today is your love of two things: holidays and the proclamation that you haven't had a day off in 25 years.
I wanted to talk about his encouragement, but something that struck me sitting here looking at all of you today is his ability to sweep through life over the last 60 conscious years, 70 years, but 60 sort of years as an adult, and pick up all these wonderful people as friends, as family, and keep them in his life. I mean, there's over 100 people here tonight that feel touched by his impact on their lives, and that's an amazing thing. So, well done to you.
So to finish it off, what we wish for your future, I wish many more evenings like this, where so many wonderful family and friends can all come together under one roof and have a really good party.
I wish you peace, an end to world hunger, poverty, genocide, unilateral access to education for all, widespread acknowledgement of your heroes, Churchill, Monty,
I wish for the future happiness, and that you just relax a little more and enjoy the spoils of your life, and just keep being you.
We love you. Happy birthday.
We love you.